Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 17th of September 2021. Starting with very first question. Who has been sworn in as the Chief Minister of Gujarat? So recently Bhupendra Patel has been sworn in as the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and he was sworn in by Governor Acharya Devvrat at the Raj Bhavan, Gandhinagar. And he is also member of Legislative Assembly of Gujarat and represents Ghatlodiya constituency. Replacing whom? Obviously Vijay Rupani. Now apart from it, our new governor of Punjab is Banwari Lal Purohit. And the new governor of Uttarakhand is Gurmeet Singh. Then new governor of Tamil Nadu is R.N. Ravi. Also do remember that a new government has been announced in Lebanon, and Najib Mikati, who is the richest man of Lebanon, has become the prime minister now there. Also, Mr. Aziz has been appointed as the prime minister of Morocco, and he has been appointed by King Mohammed VI of Morocco. Also do remember that the former Union Minister Vijay Goyal took charge as Vice Chairman of Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Smriti at a function in Gandhi Smriti, New Delhi. And yes, our Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has been appointed as India's Sherpa for G20. Okay. Question number 2. Who has become the first woman excavation engineer to work in an open cast mine at Central Coalfields Limited? So she is Shivani Meena, an engineer from IIT Jodhpur, has become the first woman excavation engineer to work in an open cast mine at Coal India Arms CCL, that is Central Coalfields Limited. And she will be posted at Rajrappa project, which is one of the important enterprises of the Coal Mining Limited. So until now this position belonged to men, but the feat follows another milestone when Akanksha Kumari became Coal India's first woman mining engineer to work in an underground mine at CCL's Churi facility in North Karanpura area in Jharkhand. Now apart from it, recently Ministry of Civil Aviation has granted conditional exemption from drone policy to ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, and IIT Bombay. So ICMR, which is the apex biomedical research body in India, it has been allowed to use drones for conducting experimental beyond visual line of sight vaccine delivery in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And also IIT Bombay has been granted exemption from drone rules for research, development and testing of drones in its own premises. Okay. Apart from it, few days back IIT Madras has been adjudged the best higher educational institute in 2021, and it was followed by Indian Institute of Science and IIT Bombay. Also IIT Madras has developed an online platform named as eSource, and this platform aims to tackle e-waste by linking various participants in formal as well as in informal sectors. And yes, it has also designed a motorized wheelchair that can be used on roads as well as on uneven terrains. Now apart from all these things, in QS World University Ranking 2020, IIT Guwahati was ranked at 41st in research citations, and it was on 395th rank in the World University Ranking. Fine. Question number 3. Who is the author of the book Human Rights and Terrorism in India? So this book has been written by Subramaniam Swamy, which traces how the combating of terrorism can be harmonized with human and fundamental rights within the reasonable restrictions that is permitted by the Constitution and further upheld by the Supreme Court. Actually, the release of 3 dreaded terrorists in exchange of hijacked Indian airline passengers in Afghanistan's Kandahar in 1999 is the worst capitulation to terrorists in India's modern history. These are the words of Subramaniam Swamy. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the important books and authors. First of all, recently Indian cricketer Suresh Raina has released his autobiography named as Belief, What Life and Cricket Taught Me. Then there is a book named as Mission Domination, An Unfinished Quest, and it has been written by 2 personalities. First is Boria Majumdar and second is Kushan Sankar. Then there is another book, Battlefield. It has been authored by Vishram Badekar. Then the CDS General Rawat has written a book named as Operation Khukri. A book on Balakot airstrikes 2019 has been authored by Manan Bhatt. Then Sudha Murthy has written a book named as How the Earth Got Its Beauty. And obviously The Earth Spinner has been authored by Anuradha Roy. Okay, so these are some of the important books. Question number 4. Minister of State for Food Processing Industries Prahlad Singh Patel has inaugurated a food processing unit of Sahara Frozen Foods in which state? So recently on 11th of September, the Union Minister of State for Food Processing Industries, Mr. Prahlad Singh Patel, has inaugurated a food processing unit in Morena, Madhya Pradesh. And this was inaugurated under a central sector cold chain scheme named as Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. Can anyone tell me what does Sampada stands for? Please write in the comments if you know. And it was launched on the last day of Food Processing Week because the Food Processing Week was celebrated from 6th of September to 12th of September. Why? As part of Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. Now talking about Madhya Pradesh, do remember that it has become the second state in the country to implement National Education Policy 2020. Which is the first state? It is Karnataka. Also recently, 2 cities from Madhya Pradesh, Orchha and Gwalior, have been selected by UNESCO under its Historic Urban Landscape Project. And the India's cleanest city, which is Indore, has now been declared as India's first Water Plus city under Swachh Sarvekshan 2021. And yes, one more thing. Recently, the government has decided that it would change the name of Hoshangabad city as Narmadapuram. Okay? And a tiger reserve from Madhya Pradesh named as Satpura has recently been included in the UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay? Question number 5. Which country has become the first country in the world that requires all new homes to have electric vehicle chargers? So recently British government has decided to introduce legislation in 2021 under which all the newly built homes and offices will require to feature electric vehicle chargers in England. So under this legislation, all new homes and offices will be required to feature smart charging devices which can automatically charge the vehicles during off-peak periods. Okay, and according to this, new office blocks will require to install a charging point for every 5 parking spaces. So with this, England is the first country in the world that requires all new homes to have EV chargers. And this legislation is part of the movement that seeks to rapidly boost the number of chargers in England ahead of UK's 2030 ban of new fossil fuel vehicles. And yes, home and office EV charger proposal is expected to start in the year 2022. Now, a few days back, India and UK have announced a $1.2 billion package which aims to improve finance to green growth of the Asian countries. Actually, currently UK is working a lot on its green energy sector. So that's why India and UK have also planned to explore the possibility of setting up a World Bank for green energy. And this was discussed during a meeting of United Nations COP26. Also do remember that Kenya and United Kingdoms have co-hosted a global education summit recently, where in the city of London, with the objective to raise 5 billion USD for global partnership for education. One more important thing, recently Delhi International Airport has won the prestigious award of CII National Energy Leader at the 22nd National Award Ceremony for Excellence in Energy Management. Okay. Question number 6. Recently, with which country Japan has signed a deal which enables the export of Japanese-made defense equipment and technology? So recently, Japan and Vietnam have signed a new deal which enables the export of Japanese-made defense equipment and technologies to the Vietnam. And both the countries have inked the deal to boost the defense cooperation in the backdrop of China's growing military influence. So the countries have also planned to deepen the defense ties through multinational joint exercises as well. So there are various reasons like to counter the China's increasingly assertive actions in disputed waters of South China Sea. So that's why Japan and Vietnam have also agreed on the importance of maintaining freedom of navigation over flight in Indo-Pacific region and cooperation in several defense areas like cybersecurity, etc. So do remember that Vietnam is the 11th country with which Japan signed the defense equipment and technology transfer deals. Now apart from it, recently India and Japan held their 6th Maritime Affairs Dialogue in virtual format, and the consultations involved exchanges on development in the maritime securities environment, regional cooperation activities, and to cooperate in the Indo-Pacific region. Also do remember that few days back Indian Navy and Vietnam Navy have carried out a joint exercise in South China Sea in which INS Ranvijay and INS Kora participated. And already many times we have seen that the Philanippon 2021 was held in Japan, and it was the kind of world stamp exhibition. Okay, and Japan was also in news because of its Fukutoku Okanobu volcano. Okay, talking about some of the important volcanoes, there is a Taal volcano, it lies in Philippines. Then there is Mount Agung, it is in Indonesia. Then there is Merapi, it is also in Indonesia. You have to tell me, where does the Mount Etna lie? Please write in the comments. Question number 7. Who has become the first professional golfer in the world to get the prestigious 10-year Dubai Golden Visa? So 4-time winner on the European Tour, Jeev Milkha Singh has become the first professional golfer in the world to get the prestigious 10-year Dubai Golden Visa in recognition of his outstanding achievements in the sport. Talking about some of the important awards and honors, recently Power Grid wins the prestigious Global ATD Best Award. Then Bird Photographer of the Year 2021 is Alessandro Praito. And the National Youth Award has been given to Muhammad Azam. Also, Mahatma Gandhi has been awarded with US Congressional Gold Medal. And the Lokmanya Tilak National Award has been given to Cyrus Poonawalla. Then there is Anand Radhakrishnan. He has been given the Einar Award. Then there is Asha Bhosle. She has been awarded with the prestigious Maharashtra Bhushan Award, which is a kind of highest civilian award of the Maharashtra. Question number 8. With which country India has launched the Climate Action and Finance Mobilization Dialogue? So Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav and US Special President Envoy for Climate John Kerry have launched the Climate Action and Finance Mobilization Dialogue under India-US Climate and Clean Energy Agenda 2030 Partnership. So So this partnership will provide both the countries an opportunity to renew the collaborations on climate change while addressing the financial aspects. So your correct answer is option number D. Now apart from it, recently Britain's Emma Raducanu, who is just 18 years old, has won the women's single title at the US Open tennis tournament. And she has beaten Leila Fernandez from Canada. Also, Daniil Medvedev of Russia lifted his first Grand Slam trophy after beating Novak Djokovic in the US Open men's singles finals that was held in New York. Okay. Also recently, NASA has announced that its new spacecraft NEA Scout has successfully undergone all the required tests and has now been safely tucked inside the SLS rocket, that is Space Launch System rocket. Fine. Question number 9. In which state or union territory India's largest open air fernery has been inaugurated? So India's largest open air fernery has been recently inaugurated in Uttarakhand's Ranikhet. So this fernery is home to a large number of fern species, some of which are endemic to the state, while some hold the medicinal value and the others are threatened species that demand care and conservation. So this center has been developed for conservation of fern species and also to create awareness about their ecological role and promote further research. So this newly inaugurated fernery is one of the biggest ferneries in India, while it is the first open air fernery in natural surroundings which is not under any poly house or type of shade house. Now few days back, Uttarakhand has appointed Vandana Kataria as the state brand ambassador for the Department of Women and Child Development. Also the first Orchid Conservation Center of North India has recently been inaugurated in Uttarakhand. And the new Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Pushkar Singh Dhami. Also, Uttarakhand has recently launched Mukhyamantri Vatsalya Yojana. Okay, and under this scheme, 3,000 rupees will be directly transferred into the accounts of children who have lost their parents or the earning member of their family due to the coronavirus pandemic. Fine. Coming to the last question, on which date World First Aid Day 2021 was observed? So this day is observed on the second Saturday of September annually. So this year the day was celebrated on 11th of September across the globe, and the special day is marked to encourage people in first aid training, which basically helps in preventing injuries and saving lives in critical situations. And the theme for this year is first aid and road safety according to the IFRC, that is International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Now apart from it, the United Nations Day for South Cooperation is an initiative for the economic, social and political developments of the countries in the southern region. So this refers to the technical collaboration among the developing countries in the global south. And every year this day is celebrated globally on 12th of September. So this day basically highlights the efforts of the United Nations for cooperation among the developing countries. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minuzat Sana signing off.